Hello everyone, welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Maze Runner, Chapter 51. This chapter starts with Albie just getting in Thomas's face, arguing with him, and really thinking of different ideas in opposition to Thomas's plan and idea. And he asks, how can we even trust you? How do we know you're not working with the creators? How do we know that you didn't save me as like a trick? And he's just saying all of this stuff. And Minho actually comes up and be like, man, what are you talking about? Everything you're saying is crazy. And Thomas defends himself for a little bit, but then he starts to feel like, man, this is really weird. Albie, it's like in his mind, he's thinking like, there has to be something else going on here. Albie just isn't against my plan. There's something else. And that's when Albie just kind of breaks down. After Minho is asking him what's going on, after Newt starts asking him what's going on, Albie just kind of goes down to his chair. He starts crying. And he says, I did it. Whoa. What are you talking about, Albie? I did it. I burnt the maps. And then I smashed my head on the table to make it look like someone else. What? Albie's the one that did it? Oh, I can't believe it. I loved him so much. And now we find out that he's the one that's been trying to sabotage the Maze Runners and the whole plan to get out. And everyone's just like, dude, what's going on? Well, if I remember correctly, Albie actually ends up leaving because he doesn't know what he's doing, and oh no, he shares the reason why he did it. And he says, it's like, I had to do it. I had to burn the maps. You guys don't understand. I remember it's better to stay here. And Thomas is like, what? It's better to stay here and die? And he's like, yeah. Rather than going back to where we were before, it's better to stay here and let the grievers kill us. And at that point, I think Minho gets really angry and he's like, shut up, something. And then I think Albie ends up leaving. But whatever it is, whatever Albie remembers, it's so terrible that he actually wants to stay in the glade. Because he says it's worse out there where everyone came from, where their families are, if they're alive or whatever. Once Albie leaves and people are arguing, they're talking and things calm down. And then Thomas says, okay, there's one more thing I have to tell you guys. Okay. And, he's trying to give him his plan about, running into the Griever hole, putting in the code and shutting down the Grievers and opening the magic door or whatever it is. But Thomas says someone is going to have to sacrifice themselves. Someone's going to have to get the attention of the Grievers so that way the other people can go in the Griever hole and put in the password. And at this point, one of the guys just gets really angry. He's like, are you crazy? Like, after all of this, you're saying that one of us needs to sacrifice himself? And Thomas is like, oh, yeah, I know, that really sucks. But then he gets an idea. He says, yeah, you're right. Someone does. And then that person was, who do you expect? Who do you think should be the one that just sacrifices themselves so the rest of us should get away? And Thomas is like, well, that sucker should be me. And that's how the chapter ends. Vocabulary. The first one is incredulous. Incredulous is with defiance, but also with unbelief. So I believe Albie is incredulous. All right. This is why we're here, to study this vocabulary. How do we pronounce it? Incredulously. Okay. There's no ly. Incredulous. There we go. He's asking Thomas these questions with such disbelief and defiance that it's almost hard to understand. You can almost think of like a little kid who says, I don't know, candy comes from magic fairies. And you're like, no, candy comes from restaurants. And they look at you and they're like, well, I read in a book that candy comes from fairies, right? And they're like, you don't know anything. That attitude, that defiance, and that disbelief is incredulous. Man. Interjected. Interjected means to say something in the middle of someone else's thought. So I believe I'll be saying something and then someone interjects. Maybe it's Minho or Newt. But before Albie can finish his idea, they block it and they share their idea. Snickered. Snickered is, I think we had before, like a quiet self laugh to yourself that's not happy. It could be like cruel, like like, oh, we did a bad joke on someone, or that could be out of pain, which I think Albie's like, yeah, we're gonna die. A little laugh out of depression or fear or sadness. So someone snickers. And I'm pretty sure it's Albie. And then he says, well, maybe someone else. Someone else says, we might as well slit our wrists. And a slit is to cut. So to slit your wrist, we might as well kill ourselves. Cut our wrists so we die. And that's a way to just say, like, you should suicide, or it's like suiciding, or something. An idea hit him. That's when Thomas gets this idea at the very end where he's talking about someone needs to sacrifice himself, and suddenly, boom! Oh! Just a great idea popped into his mind. And we can say, like, it just hit me, or an idea just hit me, or an idea hit him. My discussion question for you is, what could be worse than dying to the grievers? Okay, that's what Albie says. Like, man, guys, it's better to just die. Let's just stay here and all die. Let the grievers take us one by one, rather than getting out of the maze and going outside. What could be so terrible outside? I don't even want to start brainstorming or thinking, because I don't want it to affect you. But what do you think it could be? What could be so terrible? I mean, they talk about like a flare and how things have changed out there. We don't really know too much, but what could it be? What could be so bad that Albie would sabotage? The brave, confident leader would sabotage the whole camp just to stay. Of course, please write your own discussion question. That's all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.